Hey guys, how's it going? It is Drake. Welcome to this kind of comparison between PlayStation and Xbox. You're potentially sick of these things, I know, but this one's kind of important because this is a crucial part of your subscription service that if you own a PS4 or an Xbox One, you're probably going to have. Of course, I'm talking about PlayStation Plus, the games for Plus, and games with gold. I want to focus on 2 months primarily, and the upcoming month being May. I want to focus on February and March. Potentially April, I may touch on it. And obviously May. There's a reason I want to do this. I do not believe if you own an Xbox One, you are getting good value for your money. I believe if you own an Xbox One, you are actually... You're a person that makes... And this isn't for everything, but definitely in terms of console buying this generation, you're a person that makes poor purchasing decisions. And I believe you've been uninformed, and that's kind of a crime against gaming. I own an Xbox One. I own a PS4. I've owned a Wii U. My mum has it at the minute. I very much enjoyed that system, though. Nothing against that system. It's just my mum happened to enjoy it. So I was like, yeah, sure, keep it. But my Xbox. I often joke with my friends who ask me about the Xbox One. My Xbox sits next to my bed with another TV. I use it as a Blu-ray player. Ironically, this is what people used to use the PlayStation 3 for, and they would play their games on the 360. When I get in bed, I sometimes, throw my hand behind my head, and the Xbox One being kind of touch sensitive, it turns on. I've turned on, and this is the kind of punchline, I've turned my Xbox One on more times by mistake than actually meaning to. And that isn't an exaggeration, that is genuine truth. I've turned my Xbox on a few times. I've played Killer Instinct, I've played very little of Titanfall, and I've explored some of the interface. I've used Skype on it as well. Probably used Skype on it more than anything, actually. I ignored Sunset Overdrive. It's the only reason I kept my Xbox One. I've still got it now because I was like, I'll give it to my dad. My dad refuses to sell it because I gave it to him. It was a gift. And that's the only reason it kind of remains in our family. I have told my dad many of times I will sell it and give you a PlayStation 4. I'll pay the difference, but he's having none of it. I guess it's, I don't know, sentimental. But nevertheless, the Xbox One still resides with me, and so does the PlayStation 4. So, while the Xbox One does have a lot of problems, and I want to focus today on games for gold, which I believe is one of its severest crimes. I'm going to start with an incredibly strong month from PlayStation, just to show you the type of value I get on my preferred platform. Now, this doesn't make me a fanboy. This doesn't mean that I hate the Xbox arbitrarily. I have reasons why I dislike the system. Some of which I just listed. February, I have listed here as an incredibly strong month for PlayStation. Here's why. Transistor, Rogue Legacy, Apathian, Thief, Yakuza 4. Now, Thief and Yakuza 4, it's good to note that they're on PS3. Transistor is on PS4, Rogue Legacy and Apathian, I believe, are both PS4 and Vita. I could be wrong on Apathian, it might be just PS4. But Rogue Legacy is dual. Now, it comes to a total value of $100, roughly, estimated. Transistor alone was one of the most hyped games, and it's from the guys that brought you Bastion. Incredibly critically acclaimed, 9 and 10 out of 10s across the board, 8 out of 10s as well. One of the highest rated Metacritic games in recent years. People, to put it lightly, people fucking love that game. Now, in comparison, the Xbox gave you IDOB, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, Sniper Elite, V2, not even V3, with a total price tag of $60. So there's a difference there of $40. I'm going off American metrics, so I will use dollars instead of pounds. It's good to note that a UK pricing for a subscription model for PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live costs £40, while in the States it might cost around $60. So there's definitely a difference there. I believe that Transistor and Rogue Legacy beats out IDAR, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and Sniper Elite just on their own. Maybe even Transistor. Getting Transistor is a £15 retail game, or download it. £15 it comes to. This was the same problem with Resogun when the PlayStation 4 very first came out. Even though you got Contrast, which wasn't, in my mind, a particularly good game, you got Resogun. There's if I remember correctly, it was a 15 to 17 pound retail game. That's almost half the price of your subscription for a whole year. It's incredibly worth it. In comparison with the Xbox, I don't believe you're getting your money's worth for that month. Even though there are £60 worth of content there, it's not £60 worth of valuable, good, critically well-acclaimed content. But then again, I did state that's a PlayStation-heavy month in terms of strength. So let's pick out a strong month for Xbox. Rayman Legends, Tomb Raider, Bioshock Infinite. That was Xbox's month in March. Now that is, after going over 2015, that's what I've listed as the strongest month for Xbox. Rayman Legends is one of the best critically acclaimed side-scrolling platformers in recent years. Tomb Raider, an astonishing example of a reboot. Bioshock Infinite. Some people are off and on about it, but I like the game. I got it on PC when it very first came out. I enjoyed the game for what it was. I'm not overly keen on the franchise as a whole, but I definitely appreciate people's likes and dislikes with that game. Nevertheless, it comes to a pricing of $60. You're starting to see a little bit of a theme here. Just because it's good to know here, because I'm going to go over what games PlayStation gave out that month. It's good to note that while this was a strong month for Xbox, it wasn't necessarily a weak month for PlayStation. Oddworld. This was a release day game, I believe, for quote-unquote free. Valiant Hearts. Critically acclaimed, came out at roughly the same time as Transistor. This was very, very, very well appreciated. It was made by the same guys that made Child of Light. Ollie Ollie 2. We got this first on PlayStation. I believe we got it a few days before PC. This game was again quote-unquote free. I say quote-unquote free because I'm well aware that I have to pay a subscription, but you'll see what I mean at the end. Counter-Spy. A phenomenal game. A game made by, I believe, Digimite. Fucking brilliant game. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. Played it on my Vita, played it on my PS4. Thoroughly enjoyed this game. And then you have the PS3 expansions. I'm very lackluster on the PS3 expansions because I sold my PS3. I sold it in the hope that PlayStation Now would be an absolute firestorm success, and so far it's not been. And we don't even have access to it in the UK or Europe, I believe. Sherlock Holmes and Papa and Yo. Now, even if you want to take out Sherlock Holmes and Papa and Yo, Oddworld, Valiant Hearts, Ollie Ollie 2, and Counter Spy, I believe competes very strongly with Rayman Legends, Tomb Raider, and Bioshock Infinite. But PlayStation, £110 of value with 2, potentially 3 critically acclaimed games. Valiant Hearts and Ollie Ollie 2 being the big ones. Oddworld received very good reviews, or at least middling reviews. And Counter Spy received, I think its rating is about 75 on Metacritic. Again, I'm not going to go into Sherlock Holmes and Papa and Yo. I do not believe, I'll restate this again, I do not believe you're getting good value for your money. Critically, or even straight up, dollar for dollar, pound for pound. I do not believe you're getting good value. Just because you pay £40 to £60 a year, or $60 a year, should I say, for your subscription, I do not believe, aside from this 1 month for Xbox, you are getting good value for your money. PlayStation always has better value, critically. And in terms of pricing, actually, individually, on individual months, in 2015, bearing in mind we're nearly halfway through the year, Xboxes only give more value for money in 1 month, and that was in April. A month that I was very vocal about PlayStation, actually, saying that I do not believe that was PlayStation's weakest month, and they only gave you, in terms of dollar for dollar, they give you $3 more of value. Now, I'm going to go through that April list, actually, because I did say I might touch upon it. Now, there's 2 incredibly strong games there. It was a weak month for me personally because I have platinumed. I'm very proud of this. I'm in the 1% of Killzone platinums. Killzone Mercenary Platinum is very difficult. There's some arbitrary extension time in there, but for the majority of it, it's very, very, very well balanced in terms of trophy and/or achievement support. It's one of the few games that extends the game's life cycle in a very honest and genuine way. But I've already got that. I've already played the hell out of it. I've put well in, 50, 60 hours into that game. So that was kind of worthless to me. Dishonored was on there as well. PS3 though. I have played Dishonored. I know it's a good game. I wasn't keen on it though. And then for the PS4, there's Never Alone and Tower of Guns. 2 games I am not keen on. I played Never Alone at EGX. I wasn't blown away by it. And Aru's Awakening, a game I've not seen too much, and I believe it's a Vita game. And then there's Monster Bag, which is another Vita game. So that's very... Awakening might be PS3, I'm not entirely sure. But again, me being not sure, it kind of shows that I wasn't overly keen on the whole thing. In comparison to Xbox, you have Pool Nation, FX, Child of Light, Gears of War Judgment, Terraria, Assassin's Creed 4, and unfortunately Army of Two, The Devil's Cartel. Now, Terraria, yes. Child of Light, yes. It's good to know that Child of Light, I believe, was already on PlayStation Plus at this point. I could be wrong. I've not checked. You know what? Fuck it. I'll check very quickly. Nope. Nope. And nope. I stand corrected. So this was quite a good steal for Xbox, I imagine. Getting Child of Light up there is good PR, especially for considering PlayStation got Valiant Hearts and Transistor. Getting one of those kind of games up there, these big hyped indie games, made by, well, not necessarily indie games, but definitely smaller games made by very talented studios, is a big thing for Xbox. And then we come on to May. May, oh dear God. My birthday, in fact. Etho 1, Guacamelee, Hokum, The Unfinished Swan, Race the Sun, Murasaki Baby. With a total value of $89, let's say $90. This is PlayStation. On Xbox, Castle Storm, Mafia 2, Formula 1, 2013. Eesh. Now they've kind of arbitrarily boosted the value here. Their retail value comes in $84. But the retail value for Formula 1 2013 is $40, which I don't imagine is too fair. There's also another game on there, Pool Nation. That might ring a bell. That was an Xbox game from the month before. They have duplicated a game, something I don't believe PlayStation has ever done. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. I do not believe you are getting good value for your money. PlayStation Plus in May completely destroys... In fact, every month is completely destroyed Xbox games for gold. They just completely trounced it. Now, I stand by this. If you own an Xbox One, jump out of that ecosystem. Just get rid of it. Even if your friends play that system, be a good friend and tell them to jump over to PlayStation 4, because then they're not making wise decisions. Even if you like the exclusives that are on offer. Now, I will tell you one thing. I was very excited for Gears of War on the Xbox One. Very excited. Very excited to know that Ron Ferguson and some of the original team that worked on Gears of War went over to Black Tusk Studios and they were working on Gears of War. Very, very happy about that. Until recently, it was announced that it's a Gears of War 1 remake. Go fuck yourself. There is no reason for a Gears of War remake. It's nonsensical. Sunset Overdrive, again, I believe I mentioned that. That was kind of my thing. Middling reviews, wasn't overly impressed with it. Not into racing games that much. Forza, I passed by. And then Rise Son of Rome was about 3 hours long. Other than that, what else is there? Oh, there's Halo that doesn't fucking work. So yeah, as I look across at my Xbox One, feeling mildly sorry for it. I also feel a little outdone by my Xbox. I bought the Xbox One on the release week. I got one of the day one consoles, which I feel a little disingenuous about because I didn't get it on day one, but nevertheless, I had to spend an extra £100 just to get the fucking Kinect. A couple of months later, Xbox take it out, offering no refunds to the people that maybe potentially didn't want the Kinect, because apparently it was influential and incredibly needed, instrumental, should I say, for my Xbox One experience. Wow. So yeah, so far so good for PlayStation. The support for PlayStation is substantially better. I'm going to go into other things about third parties, first parties, and such. I will give credit where credit is due on the Xbox when it fucking happens, but until that time, I will be doing no such thing. So yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. I will reply as I see fit. I'm not going to be overly nice to you if you're a dick. I'm not going to be overly argumentative with you if you raise a valid point. So I will see you soon, guys, and peace out.